person who was standing beside me. It wasn't that lady. It was completely different.
Okay.
I'm there.
I'm there.
Thank you very much. Now, can you make that light go off again? Oh, you stop!
The bonded warehouse Stourbridge was built in 1779. It was used to store iron and later tea and tobacco. This location has a long and checkered past. Over the years, people have seen apparitions and have heard disembodied voices of adults and children. People have also heard loud footsteps in empty rooms and experienced poltergeist activity on occasions.
Hey guys, it's Steve from HBI. Tonight we are at a bonded warehouse in Stourbridge in the West Midlands. Let's go inside and see what we can find. Okay, so we're in the reception area of the building. It's nice and warm in here, which is unusual for one of our investigations because they're often freezing cold. Now, I just want to talk to you about something I've seen literally when we came in and started setting up and just having a look around. There's a gentleman here in the reception area with a tall black hat, long black coat, looks like from Victorian era. I've seen him here a couple of hours or so ago in this area, so I'm hoping that he's going to come back. We can see if we can get a little bit of information from him. I'm going to show you a photograph actually in a sec when we've been around, because I think he might actually possibly be in the picture. Right, so let's go upstairs. So this is a really, really lovely room. When I initially walked in here, you get like this sort of energy. It's like a nice energy that sort of comes over you. It feels welcoming. But I have seen a gentleman with like a greyish beard and greyish hair, and he's been quite sort of jovial and he kind of quite mischievous, I want to say. So obviously it's really, really old. We've set up a trigger object on one of the chairs there, and also in the centre of the room. But this is an amazing room. It's got so much atmosphere. Now I just want to tell you something that's happened earlier when we were setting up. This is called the green room. It's just literally like a kitchen type area and sink and stuff. Now earlier on I was outside the door and I heard a tap running really loudly. Now there is a gents' toilet next door, and I did check, obviously because there's urinals in them, they flush. But I've since managed to work out that that wasn't the noise. There was a very clear noise of a tap running, and when I opened the door it stopped. I checked the sinks and they were dry. But what's more interesting, it's happened twice now already. I came up here again a bit later to get some spoons out of the drawer, and I heard a loud tap running again. Came in and it stopped immediately and the sinks were dry. I've run one of the taps over in the far corner, and the noise is very, very similar. So can't really work that one out. I'd also felt like I was being followed out when I came out of that room and then headed down this staircase. And as I went to the top of the stairs and turned, so I just came down here, just to this bit, and I saw a figure move from right to left across the room and disappear. So I think we're going to have a really interesting night here from even before we start the vigils. So let's just continue and have a more of an explore. This room has got a really different atmosphere to the rest of the building. I initially, when I came in, saw a lady in Victorian dress with a gentleman, and they weren't physically fighting, but they were having a serious altercation with each other in this area here. And the lady was here, and there was a gentleman, and they were screaming and shouting, and that's like it was like a residual, and it was a really vicious argument, but they weren't really being physical. So I haven't seen anything else in here yet, but this is a very interesting room. It feels a bit, because the room curves at the end, it makes you feel a bit disorientated. I was just talking about some of the spirits that I've seen. Now, in this picture on the wall, the gentleman that I've seen upstairs is very similar to this gentleman here, with like a greying beard, and he's very jovial, very mischievous, and he's like been laughing a lot, like he wants to have fun. And then if you look at this other picture, after I'd seen the man with the like the long coat on and the hat, there's two people in this picture. They're not exactly the same as the actual person that I've seen out there, but the outfit is identical. So that is what he's wearing, but it's not actually that man in the picture there. Flashing ball on the chair, only got to just tap it and it'll light up and flash. That'd be really good.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, there's a good tap, tap.
Yeah, it sounded like it was coming from the green room.
No, it's coming from here.
Oh, is that an outside door?
This door does rattle.
Right.
It's still really windy outside, isn't it?
But it's not an external door. There's a bar behind
Yeah,
it.
there's a bar behind there. Use our energy. Come on, we've got lots of energy. You can take our energy. Maybe it will help you. We don't mind.
Come on, you were lighting that ball up on the chair earlier on. But you're not doing it now.
Earlier in the evening, while the team was setting up the static can, Lee and Rob were discussing the motion ball on the chair when it moved up the chair seat in front of Lee. Seconds later, it rolled off the chair. This is very strange as the seat lifts up slightly at an angle, meaning the ball rolled up an incline. Here's the static can footage of the guys reacting to it.
Oh, that moved on its own then, just before I picked it up. Yeah. As I went to pick it up, it moved forwards. So I saw the octagonal.
Has he gone off?
It's just rolled off the chair.
I think it's something to do with people coming up the stairs.
Well, can I say
Right.
I've moved it so it's not touching any of these chairs.
Sorry, could you hear me when I was talking downstairs?
So can you hear us?
No, but probably there's so much noise from the base room.
Yeah.
Right, hold on, we come out and look at it.
I can't be able to say.
So that,
You ready?
hang on. Okay? Didn't move.
Apart from the very bottom.
I think you probably got might have been just wrong place.
Yeah, well, I want to explain how it moved forwards towards me on the slope. Just as I went to pick it up, I saw the ball move
Towards you.
towards me. Literally, and I hadn't got my hands on it, and the ball moved upwards. You know, I went to pick it up, and as I was just about to touch it, I saw the ball move upwards towards my hand. Whoever's camera that was yours, Rob. You'll hear me react going, that ball's just moved towards my hand.
There is a slight slope on the front of these chairs.
But it was further back.
It was here. And then it rolled off the chair and here.
It's because there's too many of us in here. You don't have to be afraid of us. We're not here to do you any harm at all. Don't be scared of all the equipment and the devices. They won't harm you, they won't do anything. We don't want to try and move you on, we don't want to make you do anything that you don't want to do. But we'd really like you to show us that you're here by using our equipment. Try and talk to us. Like that ball up on the chair. You can see Michael sat at the corner outside the room. He's got a device next to him. If you go up to it, then maybe we can hear what you're trying to tell us. Do you have a message for anyone? Is there anything you'd like to tell us? Is there something you'd like to say?
That's weird. Because I've just seen a shadow move across that door. That's why I thought you put your head. It's almost like you moved in front of the light and moved back again. There's no light to cause that shadow on that door.
No.
And the only light that comes in is light from cars, but it's never reflected down there. It's like someone walked across a beam of light. Lee, you weren't moving around, were you?
No. Completely still over here, yeah.
Because Lee wouldn't even have been the light coming off the monitor.
The only thing I did was twist like that, what I'm doing now.
Yeah, but I don't need to speak to you when you ask.
No, you're completely still.
No, because I saw you
You've
move.
got the camera on
And I saw the
speed.
shadow, that's why I thought you'd blocked the lights out.
Yeah, nobody moved.
Weird. Weird.
Is that someone trying to tell us that they're here? Are you trying to communicate? You don't have to be scared of us. We don't mean you any harm. Come out of respect. Before we go, we'd like you to do something that 100% tells us. What was that?
I heard
Laughter?
laughter. Yeah, I heard that.
What was it, the other team?
Check the
I
time.
don't know if it was laughter or whether it was something. I heard. Have to timestamp it further.
The team did indeed hear something strange. The footage was checked, and during this time the second team were quiet downstairs. The cam mic barely picks up the sound, but the digital audio device clearly picks up a female voice saying, "What's your name?" Here's the audio of this moment.
Before we go, we'd like to do something that 100% tells us. What's that?
Laughter.
Yeah.
100% tells us. What's that?
Laughter.
Yeah.
Is there anybody up there? Anybody up the top? You feeling like there's somebody that's been looking down on us?
Do you have a message for us at all? Or for someone else?
I've got that feeling of somebody behind me. I thought I heard like a little creak. You know what it's like at Bow Manor?
Or
I can't turn the camera around
are
anyway.
you stood behind Lynn at the moment?
Oh, goosebumps all over.
Who is stood behind Lynn?
Is that a whistle?
I keep hearing a high pitch noise.
Yeah.
I thought it was a ramp on the thing.
No, it's not.
No, it's a whistle on there.
Are you stood behind Lynn? What's your name? Tell us your name now.
Can you do something for us, please, so that we know you are here? Or is it the REM pod?
No, it's this.
Sounds like it's on that.
It is. Never had it make that noise before.
Yeah. Well, no, I haven't either, but... Can you make that noise in this room? Can you set the noisy equipment off in here? You've been doing it earlier, so I'm sure you know how to do it. Just go up and touch the silver rod that sticks out of it.
Lynn has just asked for any spirit to set off the mini REM device on the table where Rob is sitting. Straight after this vigil, while the team are on a break, the static cam captures this. This is the only time during the whole investigation that this happens.
If you are talking to us and we can't hear you now, we do thank you. We might be able to pick it up later when we listen back over our equipment. Is that you walking around?
Nobody's walking around.
Can you hear the creaking?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
That's what I heard when I was down there behind you and it freaked me out 'cause it was right next to me.
Yeah, well that's why I feel it's to my left here.
Yeah,
It sounds like someone's walking around the room.
there's nobody walking around me.
Okay, if you are walking around, will you come behind me and touch that ball, please? So that I know I'm not imagining things. Thank you. Just give it a light tap. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. And I know you're behind me. Because I can sense somebody. And I don't want to think I'm going crazy. So I really need you to just touch the ball. Only lightly for me. That would be brilliant. See, sometimes when you get the break in the signal, it suddenly goes quiet. We have picked up EVP in that bit as well. Is that you, Rob? I'm sure somebody just pulled the back of my hair lightly, very lightly.
I've seen a flash of light above your head then.
Above my head.
Oh, you should watch.
Oh, that is, yes, sorry, it comes on after a while. Anyway, thank you for what you have done for us. Really appreciate it, thank you. Can you do anything else, please? Is that you creaking, Rob? Did anybody else hear that creak on the left of me?
No.
You heard it? Is somebody sat down here with us then? Are you, if you are, will you make a sound where you are, please? You knock on something, tap something again, or move a chair or something?
I keep thinking I'm seeing light changes in that corner behind you then.
Behind me?
Yeah.
The annoying thing is I can't spin this camera around.
There's someone in the corner behind Lynn.
Hello, please don't be shy, come and interact with us. But you really need to do something tangible so that we know you're here with us.
It's really strange because I looked over at Rob a second ago. There's a massive shadow on the wall behind Rob.
By Rob?
Yeah, but it's actually my shadow. But what was really strange is that Rob had got his head down for a second, but the shadow didn't move. And I was like, oh my God. And then realised it was my shadow.
Make a loud noise, anything that you can do. About running the taps in that little room. Somebody tried that earlier.
Yeah, what was that?
Something thudded down there.
That sounded like the door.
Yeah.
Was it that?
No, it's deeper than that.
That noise is too high, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a deep resonance.
Is that you trying to make yourself known? Are you able to do it again?
That sounded like an outside door.
It did, didn't it?
That was behind, that was underneath you and me.
Is that someone trying to get in?
That's what the girls said they heard, was the doors opening and closing. But we didn't.
No.
And again, it could be the door downstairs banging in the wind, but then this...
What, that loud? We'd hear it on a break.
Something outside.
Perhaps we should, one of us should go down and ask the girls if they just banged on the door twice. About 2 minutes ago. Opened and shut a door or banged on it twice.
That was really loud, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It is windy, yeah. But that's quite a bang, isn't it? And the door's bolted, isn't it? The main door's bolted.
Well, yeah, but if it were the main door blowing and banging like that, we're practically next to the main door in the base room.
Yes.
We'd hear it.
We would.
If we can hear it sitting up here, we'd definitely hear it in that base room.
Yeah.
Well, there was definitely a noise from over there.
Yeah.
I thought it was a door.
And again.
That'll be Rob.
If it was Rob, why hadn't he come up yet?
This is another one to be alone.
Here it comes.
Well, was it then, Rob?
What they saw was something obscured the light in the doorway. You know where you put the chair in front of the door?
Yeah.
Inside the foyer, they thought they saw something go through past the door, to the crack in the door. So they were coming out to check, and the door we heard was the one you go into the room with. They did come through a couple of times.
Oh, right, okay.
Who was it that turned the taps on earlier when I came upstairs? That happened twice to me. In the green room. Are you not able to do that again? It was loud and clear and you stopped when I opened the door. I'm sure that you could do it again if you wanted to.
So is there anybody in this room wants to come and say hello to us? Come and see us up here? What about the gentleman that's been seen in that balcony up there? People have said they've seen you walking backwards and forwards many times, and lots of people have seen you. So why don't you come forward and show us? Steve has said we've got many devices around the room designed for us to be able to acknowledge you're here. Because unfortunately, unlike Steve, who is gifted and he can see you, we can't, so we have to rely on equipment and instruments to detect your presence. None of these devices we've got will harm you. It just allows us to know that you're here. We've even got balls on the floor and on the chair. So if you don't really want to touch any of the electrical equipment, maybe you could move the balls for us. There's one on the chair near Steve, that if you move it, it will light up and flash. Apologies if our request seems trivial to you, but if you could just do that for us, it would be greatly appreciated. Are you the person who's been working in what we now know as the green room? Was part of your job here maybe to wash, to run water? Or why did you stop when Steve opened the door? Maybe you'd like to do it now for us. Just run the tap in that room so we can hear it. Somebody was here before when we arrived because all of us felt an energy in this room. Was that you? Was there more than one of you? Please come and talk to us, don't be shy. Or maybe you follow the girls downstairs because you prefer to talk to the girls.
Is there a lady in here with us?
Just heading back, guys. Just walking
Is there a gentleman in here? Could you maybe make a noise for us just to let us know that you're here? Oh, thank you.
Hello. With the light, it kind of attracted them.
Thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate that because now I know that you are here. So is this the gentleman that just did that for us? If that is you, could you do that again for us, please? Or is it the lady that did it for us?
Come on, you managed to light up that green light. Try and do it again.
It must be so frustrating being asked to do stuff all the time. But it's only because we just want to prove that you are here. Lots of people out there who will deny your existence, don't believe that you are walking amongst us. And we would really like to help prove that you do exist and that you are amongst us still.
I, for one, can't see you. So a tangible sound or a knock or a bang or a whistle, a shout, setting one of our things off here, helps us to know you're here. I kind of said some people don't believe you're here, we know you are. And we'd be very happy and pleased if you would interact with us in some way tonight. We won't ask a lot of you.
Right, there's a lady just appeared. She's just come through that doorway.
What one behind me to see?
No,
Oh, that one.
the main doorway there. She wants to know what we're doing here. She's a short, slightly bluntish lady, I'm sorry. Quite a sort of rosy cheek face. She just came straight through that door and said, "Oi, what are you doing in here?"
That sounded to me like that just tried to say, who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, who are we?
Yeah, she's about 5'5". She's got her cheeks are quite rosy. She's probably, I don't know, maybe in her 50s. Can you possibly come up to this device that's in front of me on the floor? It's glowing red. If you can walk up to that, there's a little stick pointing out of it. If you touch that, it will light up and make a noise.
Okay, I just want to say I hope there's a bug or something in here flying about, because my elbow, the one I'm holding the camera with, I've just felt it being stroked.
Okay.
My forearm
Right.
down to my elbow,
Okay.
and that wasn't just like a twitch, like a nerve. It was I felt it.
There's like a mountain behind my right shoulder. I'm starting to see him now. And he's got long, straggly, like unwashed hair. Very scruffy clothes.
What was that noise?
That was my camera just
Oh.
turning on.
And he's called Mitch. That's the name I'm getting, Mitch. And I can now see him really clearly. He's now right in front of me, just here. And yeah, I can see his face incredibly clearly now. I'm assuming that he would have worked here, associated, I guess, with this building. He's a bit taller than me. I can see him so clearly. It's incredible.
Is he aware of us, Steve?
Yes. I don't know I'm not sure of the era. He's just very scruffy. He's straggly hair. He's not got massive hair, but it's long and straggly, and he looks scruffy. He's right here, right in front of me. His clothes are sort of really scruffy. But although he looks healthy in his face, he doesn't look emaciated or anything. It's right on your right shoulder, right there.
So the man that's standing with my friends, can you talk to us, please? If you say things very clearly, we have devices like the device that my friend's holding in front of you, and it might be able to allow us to hear your voice. We also have some things on the floor with lights on. If you move towards them, they'll light up and make a noise, and that will be an indication that you're there. You might not be aware. What was that? Did you hear that?
Is it them upstairs?
Seems like someone's coming down the stairs.
What's that clicking noise?
It sounds like some drumsticks. Yeah.
Sounds like someone's coming downstairs. I think that could be the other group.
It could be moving around on the floor, maybe. I'm going cold.
You might not be aware, but you could see us, but we can't see you. So we need you to do something with the devices that we put around the room, even if it's something as simple as knocking one of the balls off the table or moving one of the chairs. It might make us jump a little bit, but at least we'll know then that you're here. and whereabouts you are in the room. If you're not sure about the devices on the floor because they look a little strange to you, you'll be familiar with a bell and how a bell rings. There's one sitting on the table and all you have to do is press your hands on it. It's a little metal object on the table and that will ring, and that's another indication that you can let us know that you're here.
Oh, right, okay. Now he's back. He's now here. He's right behind us here. He's very inquisitive. I can see him so clearly. It's incredible.
Mitch, there's a little ball on the table next to you. If you move that, it'll light up, and again, we will then know that you're there, as we can't see you. So if you could move that for us, we'd really appreciate it. All you've got to do is just touch it.
The impression I'm getting is like he doesn't really know what's going on. Like, what's it all about? And like, why are we here?
Trying to communicate with you, Mitch. Sadly, the rest of us, apart from Steve, can see you, we can't. We don't benefit from the same gift that he has, which is why we have to use equipment and bells, toy balls for you to move, just for you to communicate with us. As you're curious about us, we're also curious about you. So if there's anything you could do for us, please. Just move somewhat of a piece of our equipment in the room. Just walk near something. You don't even need to touch it. Walking close by, some of the devices will set them off. That's all we ask. So how does... What's the speaker come off?
What did that say? Could you make it out?
No, speaker decides to start to talk. If that was you talking, Mitch, thank you.
Strange noises and lights seen, voices and loud bangs heard throughout the investigation. The HBI team called time at the bonded warehouse.